Hi to everybody. Thank you for everybody who's attending. My name is Melissa Shea. I'm the co-founder of Fashion Mingle. And today we're going to have Bunny Yan of the Leftside of Fashion with us. And so we're excited to talk about all kinds of things related to how to sell your products with little or no resources, innovative marketing strategies, everything that Bunny is so good at. Before we get started though, I just wanted to just wanted to mention today about the situation in Minnesota with the killing of George Floyd and the protests that are happening. And I want to say that the love and diversity of the fashion industry is what first attracted it to me. And I want everybody to know within the Fashion Mingle Network and among those viewing this video that Fashion Mingle is an ally. And we support everybody, no matter your race, no matter your religion. And, you know, we want you to feel like you can always come to us with any concerns. We know the fashion industry isn't perfect. We know that there's still racism, but we can all be an ally. And I just want to put that out there before we get started today. So
thank you, Melissa. I'm really concerned about that. The state of humanity. Oh, Lord.
Yeah, I think those of us who live in New York City or spend a lot of time in New York City don't really understand what it's like in the rest of the country sometimes. But I did spend my whole life in the South. So I am very familiar with racism and have seen a lot with my very own eyes. So that's really, really, truly what I love about the fashion industry is how open and accepting it is of everybody from all over the world. So anyway, let's get on over to talk with Bunny. So but we're going to do a little bit of a new format today. So I will just let Bunny take it away and tell us how we're going to do it today.
All right, I'm unmute. Bunny Unleashed. Hi, everybody. Today I'm putting on some color to fit spring a little better. There's a lot of negativities and a lot of bad news, and really just keeping that spirit up is just so important. So doing my part, little pattern. I am a fashion marketing strategist specializing in storytelling and sustainability. I'm currently working on a fashion series that's secretly educational, but a lot of fun on fashion sustainability. Today, I want to chat about how can you continue to sell your product, promote your product in the era that resources might be either different, change, or non-existent. There are 5 points I want to go over. I do want to do this like the View style because every lady in this panel is just power women, have been there, done that, do all the fake it till you make it struggles. And I want to bring all the story to the front. You're not alone out there. You're not the only one struggling. We might look up put together, but we all have our stories. So the first point I want to discuss with everybody is how to refocus your goal. So before COVID happened, I'm pretty sure you have kind of an idea of where you want to go. So for me, it is this show that I'm creating. My background is in fashion, marketing, and sustainability. Before, I was advising brands and other startups of how to convey their eco messages in the way that's most resonating to everybody. Because we all know when you tell somebody, do you want to go sustainable or not sustainable? The answer will most likely be yes. So the stats out there are looking very positive, but when it comes to marketing, if you just go, oh yeah, my product is sustainable, you forget how people actually shop and how people actually take things. It still needs to be stylish, it still needs to be functional. If you create something just on the principle of being sustainable, it's really hard to just guilt trip people into consistent buy or consistent loyalty to your brand. And since I'm moving from a more back-ended part of fashion and start going to the entertaining part, well, entertainment industry, it's completely different. So my plan before COVID was going to a lot of networkings and going to a lot of filmmaking communities, producing, making communities, writers and get all the informations that I need. Well, that cannot happen. It's really hard to meet new people when you're behind the camera. So I started to actually chatting with my friends on things I'm frustrated on, and realizing a lot of my friends are doing a lot of side projects I didn't know about. One of them is producing a movie and was able to connect me to other producers. Others are actually writing on the side, and they're great at publishing different articles. So I have to start shifting my goals maybe at the moment right now, since you start learning to just how to slow a bit things down. Maybe talking to your friends and figuring out what everybody's doing and not just blindly follow your goal at the moment would be what I need to do during in-house time to collect information. Are you ladies having a problem with all the refocusing on what you're currently doing and the stopper and finding creative way to overcome that and finding out new things?
Yeah, I mean, I think let's make sure. Yeah, let's make sure when you start talking for the first time to introduce yourself, because we didn't go through formal introductions. Okay. So Dale, I just want to
sure
plug for that.
Hi everyone, I'm Noelle. I'm the founder and CEO of True Model Management, and we're based in New York. And like Bunny was saying, yes, we've had to refocus, shift. Every day is a little bit of the same, but a constant struggle and something new. And it's challenging, but there are a lot of opportunities opening up. And we at True Model Management have always been focused on collaborating with communities and bringing people together. And I feel like this has put it to the forefront for everyone. It's great because more people want to collaborate with us and other people now. So I think that's one of the positive things that's happening. And some of the people that you may have worked with for 20 years, you were never able to get on the phone or a little chat with, and you're like, hey, you're sitting in your apartment, especially us in New York. I haven't really left since March, so we're very busy with a lot of different things. Not all of them are money making for business, but I find that most of us on this panel and business owners are busier than ever, and we're just glued more and more to our computer and working on new projects. So I love what you're saying, Bunny, as far as side projects. Yeah, we're talking about, and working on events and writing books and classes and making things with factories, in the fashion industry. So
yeah, it's almost like making you more creative, doesn't it? Because there are so many limitations.
Yes, exactly. Obstacles and all these different challenges always bring out innovation. So I think those are some of the really great things that are coming out of it, and time to really look at, paperwork and contracts you have on file, and, cleaning up all your contacts. So things like that are definitely keeping everyone busy. I know there's more people want to talk, so I'll be quiet for a moment.
So I'll start out next. This is Shirin Movahed. I'm a branding lawyer. I basically help businesses from setup to growth and everything in between. So I'm essentially helping them build a solid foundation for the successful growth and expansion of their businesses. And before COVID, I was helping a lot of my designers and other brands basically expand on what they've already have. And since COVID happened, obviously that sort of put a pause on a lot of their growth and expansion efforts. And now they're sort of, having to pivot, as you know, and sort of first, turn in to figure out what it is that they really want to push forward in this next stage of our new normal, right? Whether it's product and, redesigning new products and things like that, getting financing. So I've been able to help them sort of, instead of helping them grow, I've sort of helped them reestablish their foundation. So I've pivoted as well as, my services have pivoted in addition to helping my clients pivot their products and services as well. And, I think for the most part at this point, a lot of them have sort of figured that out in terms of what they want to do, presenting, the next phase of their their business. And I'm sort of going through that myself. And as Dale mentioned, just creating the new opportunities, instead of networking, as Bunny mentioned, that's no longer there, but being on panels such as this one with Fashion Mingle, and being able to collaborate with all these amazing ladies, and also with our attendees and answer questions. That's the way that I'm able to reach out to my community and to be able to, provide them with services or information. So I'm sort of changing the landscape and the way that I network, but in a way it's kind of been more effective because you're able to reach more people, using fewer, I guess, networking channels.
Yeah.
So
I almost feel like we're starting to learn how to do things that makes us happy. Because you're not doing anything right now, there's a lot of usual things that you have on your schedule. It's no longer a routine for you anymore. You're just like, what am I going to do? You're almost like focusing on these even like smaller things that might not be anything to do with your industry, and just good for the soul and just makes you happy. I'm like, you know what, this is something that I like to do. Maybe I will start pivoting to that to make it into a job, into a career that I'm both good at and happy at, right? Yeah, okay, we need to start moving on to the second point. I think this is really fun because I think everybody got so much information on all of these things I want to share. So the second one, it's going down the same path. Because you have all these things that you could do, you start to seeing what is your comfort zone. And for me, I realized that I don't like to do promoting. I like to do strategizing. That's very different because I do have a partner that helps me to build up the Instagram posts, helps me with strategy of finding people. As much as like I could do all the researching things, I don't like it. So what you, Melissa, and Beth are doing is great, that you are good at building the community together. And me, myself, as much as like I would like to, not good at it. So I start going like, okay, then who's good at it that I can chat with, But that's not something that I actually thought of, because being loud and being marketing, I'm like, oh, I should be good at all these things. And now I'm like more honest with myself. I'm like, yeah, no, I don't like it. Did you guys find
that's what I that's what I feel like, a virtual virgin. I don't understand this virtual realm. So this weekend I'm taking this virtual class called the Virtual Event on Virtual Events, and it's a 3-day seminar. And it's really, I have to learn. Yesterday I felt like I had just studied for an exam, cramming for a midterm, and I had to share screen and do this whole thing with the PowerPoint and put that on Zoom, and I was exhausted at the end of the day. And I was like, you know what? The learning curve was very steep for me, and I've done the pandemic pivot well. Yesterday I patted myself on the back and I did it, and I'm no longer, feel very uncertain. And I feel like Bunny, like this is forcing me out of my comfort zone into an area that's very, very unknown and trepidatious to me, but feel the fear and do it anyway. So
I agree with Kat. It's good to be forced out of your comfort zone if you're not the type of adventurous person to do it on your own. I mean, I'm not the techiest person, but during these times, and especially working with limited staff, you've got to work even more efficiently than you did before. And all the programs that I had on my to-do list that I wanted to learn how to use, now it's like, all right, well, you better stay up really late tonight and learn all that and get it done, because, life must go on, business has to continue, and just do it. There's nothing to be scared of, only things to gain.
I think that's what's really important, and we've talked about this on other webinars about how to, market your business and promote your business, especially if you're short on resources, which most people are during this situation. And being willing to learn new things is critically important. Like Kat, you tackling this, the virtual event stuff. I'm come from the web development world, where every single day there's something new that you have to learn. So it's been just part of my whole career to always know I have to learn, and thank the Lord, things are much easier to learn nowadays than they were, you know, even 5 years ago. It's so much easier to learn something now. So we are super lucky. I mean, you know, people, if you don't know how to do something, you know, you can just Google it, and somebody has asked that question before you. I can guarantee it. There's probably 10 blog articles on it.
Yeah.
And that's the best way to learn what you don't be afraid to try something new with your business simply because you don't know how. Everything you need to know can be found on the internet. And
I went to YouTube to tutorial. Somebody just mentioned. Yes.
Yeah, and I mean, and people are also welcome to email Fashion Mingle, or, you know, chat with us in our online chat system to ask questions, to get, you know, if you need someone who's an expert, say in social media, or someone who's an expert, you know, in legal, or you need advice from, you know, Dell about modeling, you know, we can connect you with all of those people, and you can also reach out to them directly on Fashion Mingle. There's no reason for you not to be able to learn what you need to know to take your business, you know, to another direction.
Yeah.
I think a lot of time also when you're diving into a new business, I have met so many people who's like a computer analyst who want to go into fashion, who's an architect going into fashion. You get into the zone that you don't know what you don't know. Same thing for me, entertainment. Like, I don't even know what's that first thing to ask. And yeah, so right? So Melissa, that's great.
The more you learn, the more you realize you don't know.
Yes.
It's so true. It's so true. Yeah, absolutely. And I think the web, I mean, like watching webinars, there's so many people out there that put on, you know, that, like, say it's a company that, like I would recommend people sign up for HubSpot, because that is a huge marketing company that all the major companies use, but they offer a ton of free learning resources, and they even have certification courses. So say you wanted to start a blog, well, how is it best to start a blog? I mean, you can literally, you know, watch their videos, and then that solves the problem of not knowing what you don't know, because they're going to tell you all the best practices, you know, through that entire course.
Oh, that's beautiful, because this is a beautiful segue to the next point, which is how to do less but do better. And this is one of those strategy things that's like my forte. So I'm about to shoot a lot of free resources at everybody. There's especially army of one or few. We have a lot of things that we want to check off our boxes, that you just go through your daily administrative work and you end up like not doing anything the whole day and feeling like, oh my God, where the day goes. So here are a bunch of different things that I use to help me out. For virtual assistants, I do use this program. Oh, by the way, I'm not paid for by any of them. It's just that I use it and they're great, so it's not commercial. I really like the group called Twinsy, Twinsy.
Okay.
Interesting thing about Twinsy as a virtual assistant is they are a group of people that you only communicate a one persona with. So it's just like an all-knowing virtual assistant, and you just find them on Messenger, and you're just talking to one person, and they're really able to learn your personality. So I use them on a lot of research work. That is great. So I go like, if I want to communicate to fashion agencies, please find me all the fashion agencies in New York City. And they will build you the whole list on Google Sheet with, you tell them like, I want name, I want contact information, I want who's in charge, I want all the marketing head. And then you get that whole chart and you know who to contact. Or you go like, I need my website to be rebuilt. Anybody that can do that. And they were able to start talking to you, go, okay, so on which platform, what do you want? Then you go like, you know what, I actually don't know what platform. Do me a research on all the platforms of who can do better. So I use Twinsy a lot. They are
a paid resource, Bunny?
Huh?
Get paid? You have to pay for it?
So it's $10 an hour. The first hour is free. And you just book them for a whole month, like $99 for like 10 hours for a month. And you can always upgrade to next one if you need a lot. So for $100 for a full-time assistant that can build all of that, not bad at all.
Yeah.
Let me throw some other stuff at you. X.AI. So especially for model agencies or for lawyers who, if you need to book people, it's literally X.AI. It's a virtual assistant that you book, you link into your email to book your appointments, and they look like a real person and they communicate like a real person. So they either come in, the name is Amy or Andrew. I think they have more name now. If I'm trying to book a meeting with Melissa, I go, hey, Melissa, let's book a meeting. And you go, okay. And I would just go, okay, I'm tagging Amy and she will handle this. And the AI will just talk to you like a normal person, find out your schedule, and then later on it will be in your Google Calendar. So you don't have that back and forth anymore. That take off a lot of your time if you are somebody who's dealing with a lot of people and need that resources. And also on Instagram, there's several group called Free Fashion Intern something. There are a lot of kids out there who need the experience and need to be doing something and figure out what do they want. And yes, you can match up and pretty much mentoring them on your side, and they're be able to do a lot of things that an AI or a bot couldn't do.
Right.
That's been very, very useful because these kids are very hungry. I still feel like a kid. I'm pretty sure a lot of you can relate. There's still a lot of things I don't know, and it's fun because now you yeah, right? Yeah. It's a lot of fun because now you get to get in touch what the kids are, the graduates are thinking about right now. It's really hard to be on top of that, on top of the industry, on top of life, once you hit a certain point. And that reminder, it feels so much easier. It's almost like getting your insights with only goods exchange without, you know, it's more beneficial. It's like more mutual benefit. Let's see what other.
I would like to bring up a point about the interns because, like we know just because we work a lot with LIM interns in New York City, and I know their seniors program is amazing because before they graduate, they have all these different internship requirements throughout their getting their degree, and we have two wonderful interns from there right now that they actually graduated with in May, but because they're, you know, can't find a job right now, they're working with us through the summer. And, you know, so definitely, you know, find out the internship programs in your local city. I know when I lived in Austin, I used interns from the University of Texas, and you know, it really is helpful. There's a lot of students that they need, you know, an actual credit, but there's also students that just want the work experience, and it's just really a good way to get things done, you know, like blogs written, social media done. Kind of takes your and some of the research like you're talking about.
Yeah, totally agreed. Yeah, and for me, it's a lot to do with what you were saying about Googling. It's like, all right, I am spending way too much time on X. Let me just Google who can do that for me. So I do a lot of Instagram work because of video, because of editing. I actually film, write, and edit on my phone. Some of the programs that I want to share with, I do all of that.
That drives me insane. I've tried doing that because I know all the tools are there, but it drives me insane to try to do it on my phone.
Oh, let me give you some easy tools.
Okay.
So Typorama, Typorama. It's really good at creating a quote or a quick image because they just makes everything UI UX wise like super simple. So it's solid color or image in your background, and you just tap on all different text, and they show you different positions. It looks great. It will save you so much time trying to do graphics somewhere else. And then there's products by, I forgot the mother company, but it's pretty much Photoshop on your phone. It's called Photo Fox. Okay. And there's also a Premiere, like video editing on your phone. It's called Video Leap. LEAP. Now these apps are freaking amazing in the way that, again, the UI UX super simple. It makes super simple to do it on your phone. a lot of time, like when you to erase the background, it just one touch, they will automatically erase it for you. I don't care how they did it. I just like that they are doing that. And same thing with editing. They have tutorials on there, but it's just such a clean UX. For me also, I use Preview app for scheduling. I do understand there's Later, there's Hootsuite, but and Preview, they can't really actually automatic post for you. On the go though, you can see what your feed look like all together and move around a lot faster and putting down notes a lot faster. That's why I use that. I do use Hootsuite, however, to do automatic posts on Instagram to LinkedIn because I have multiple channels. But problem is Instagram don't let you auto post videos or carousel with multiple pictures, which most of my contents are. So it's almost pointless. I have to automatically post anyway, so I use the one before. And anybody else got any program or apps that you or websites you like to share?
I personally, hi, this is Dee. How are you?
Hey Dee.
We don't have Dee's video today, but hopefully you can hear her.
But yeah, I'm Dee from DCG Media Group, and what I do is I use a lot of like Melissa said, interns from like City College. They have a really good internship program as well. I also use Fiverr, but you know, with Fiverr, I have key people that I work with,
Right.
because they've been vetted. Because I've, you know, you kind of do like the trial and error, and you kind of learn who to work with and who not. But it's worked well for me. There's also Upwork where you could use as well, which is a Fiverr, but it's a little better because I think there are people there that are already vetted that you could work with. We also do a lot. Now, Facebook has its own Hootsuite, by the way, and you could integrate your Instagram with Facebook. So that way, whatever you post on Facebook, they have their own publishing tools. So if you can't, let's say, you know, you could schedule all your posts, you can kind of put everything together there, FYI people. But, you know, I think those are really great tips, Bunny, because I think we're all learning how to work hard, but work smarter.
Right.
Because you can work hard, but if you don't work smart, you're going to waste a lot of time. And so I think it's very important to work smarter, especially now.
Yeah, totally. That's what I was saying about finding your weak spot, like knowing what area you actually not good at, and it's okay that you're not good at. Then find something that is doing the things that you're not good at. You don't have to. Being a fashion designer in the beginning, just coming out of school, you have a tendency to prove yourself. You go like, I need to start from the scratch. I need to start designing from basis. You don't. There's so many inspiration come from everywhere. Doesn't make you any less of a designer, a business person, a go-getter, if you take inspiration from everywhere else and get the tools to make your job easier.
Right. And I also think what you said, that, you know, some people, you graduate, you start working at a career, and you find out that, wait, this is not the path I wanted to take. I really want to do something else. And I had this conversation with somebody who is, you know, studying to be a doctor. And I told her, and she's unhappy, but it's because of the expectations and because she's good at whatever. And I said, but that might not be your calling. And I think for many people right now, they're reevaluating, hey, this is what I used to do, but now what can I do? What can you be? What are you passionate about that could make money, that could, you know, expand what you do? Like, for example, I love what Kat is doing. She's doing masks. She's doing a whole bunch of different things. You know, she pivoted.
I'm doing the pandemic pivot.
And I love her because, you know, we've all pivoted. Like, you know, Shirin is doing, like, she helped me this week with this wealth management I had no clue about. I mean, she like totally changed my life in 2 hours or 3. Or like me, I had to do a lot of virtual stuff and transfer a lot of things. So, you know, people, I know it's a little scary and sometimes we're trying to figure out, but you know, talk to people, figure out, okay, how can I make a living virtually? How can I do this now? Because now is the opportunity. And to be honest, this is the future. It's not going to change. I think COVID has just shown people how to work smarter, how to work from home. Even Facebook, they just decided that they're gonna have everybody work from home. So this is
Google too.
right.
Yeah.
So
I just wanted to ask Bunny about her videos. Your videos are so entertaining. Oh my goodness. Do you storyboard them? I mean, you have to have an entertaining mind to do what you do, because everybody else's videos are so boring. So you plan them out? How do you do them? Because I'm so engaged when I see a video from you.
Oh, thank you. So I'm gonna make the story really short, because my background is in fashion. I've been like 20 years on the sustainability side, and because I'm Asian, female, and I look younger, I always have to portray this more official and more professional look. I'm not like that. I'm a goofball. I'm loud.
I know.
I will be wearing a onesie. I will be wearing a tutu. But it just that it does not work very well when people first met you, and it gives people that whole image of like, you just don't know what you're talking about. You're an intern or you're a kid. And that's been my struggle for the longest time. Why do I have to have two personas? And it struggles. It's like, well, I want to be in this world because I am good at sustainability. I am good at marketing, but people don't take you seriously. Now, do I want to get rid of who I really am and pursue that? Or do I want to be me and entertainment and almost never get taken seriously? It just happened so many times already. And then I started making these videos. It actually started for myself. I'm so bored, like me being sustainable, I'm so bored at looking at another piece of information that I pretty much just say, sustainability good, not sustainability bad. Yes, I get it. It's like, we are killing Earth. Yes, we're horrible. Yes. It's just everything with guilt, and it's not telling us, how is this gonna affect my life? And I don't mind at all thinking more selfish. It should be. Something is good, it should be good for you and good for Earth. It shouldn't just be like, I have to contribute, and the world is dying and there is no call to action. So what do you honestly want me to do about polar bears? Like please tell me, is there a button, is there like an organization that you can prove to me that it's working without all that drastic communication? So it's from that need. Then I start making videos that are short, fun, and what I see in positivity, in sustainability, in fashion, that you can have glow in the dark clothing, you can have mushroom be building into clothing, kombucha can grow into a jacket. These are fascinating stuff, and I love it. So I want to communicate the excitement out of it, and combining what I like about entertaining and being fun. That's the reason why, like, I have just notes and notes about what funny things I thought of when I'm talking on panels, that I'm just listening to another expert. I'm like, that's funny. You can't really do that on panels because everybody have a different view on that. So this is just a backlog of all my comedic side coming out and going, yes, release. I can be myself, and I can do stuff like this, and I can communicate to the masses. These are not hard topics. So I found this beautiful marriage of things.
Bunny, I wanted to talk about something that you just brought up, and I think it's really important to sort of elaborate on that, because that's one of the things that I'm having a problem with respect to marketing and being out there in the social media. Obviously now, like the tools that we have, on our phones and our computers are the only ones that we have to work with and to connect with people, because we can't really physically be next to each other. So the issue I'm having is, again, as you mentioned, the professional side versus the personal side, the fine line between that. I'm like you, I do have a very fun side to me, but, because obviously I'm a lawyer, so there's also, there's that element of being an extreme professional, because I do handle a lot of personal information and really, legal things that are not so fun. But how do I sort of draw that fine line between conveying it and showing my personality through the information, but also remaining professional?
Yeah, doesn't that suck though? Especially being woman in the position. You already have like so many things you have to fight against, and the images thing, we all pretty much like fighting it with each other on that. This is, again, everybody's different. Everybody personality different. Some are more shy, some are whatever. What I notice is you kind of have to own up. If you want to open up and be that happy person, there will be a lot of things against you. There is like few doctors on TikTok, and I think that's where they at. Their struggle is they start putting out very fun content on medical information that's short, punchy. They're dancing, they're singing, they're putting line. There's like, what is a yeast infection? What kind of pad do you need? It is all taboo question, but it's taboo because you're scared what other people will think of you. And yes, there will be negativities, but now she is putting out there as a voice of younger generation can go like, okay, so medical people are not that scary. Doctors don't have to be that serious. And that might be a channel for you too. If your client that you're looking for, marketing wise, is starting, you want to start getting into the younger customer. This is a persona they do want to see, that it is not that scary. Now, if you want to continue with your customer, perhaps maybe 40 and above, then yeah, you have to sacrifice. You need to see exactly which part of that actually makes you happier. Money-wise, right now, I think in COVID, we realize we can live on a lot less than what we've been doing. And it is still fine. We can buy a lot less and it's still fine. It comes down to what makes your soul happy. I think we are all pretty much in that age group that we are going like, all right, what exactly it is make me happy? I'm good at this. I've been doing this, but I don't, there might be parts, because some of you might be completely happy, which is great, but there might be parts of you just kind of, I might be missing, and this is a time to try that out. It might not make money right now, but try it out. What makes it fun? So for lawyer stuff, maybe try some things that might not work.
Yeah, and
with your friends, with your client, right?
Yeah, I completely relate to you, Bunny, and you, Shirin.
Yay.
I found out more about myself
protection
over the years in business, and I was always successful in my business, and honestly, in the beginning, I didn't really know why, and I have that, you know, goofy, fun, adventurous side, and granted, my business is a little bit more casual than, you know, being a lawyer or a doctor, something like that, but when it really comes down to it, when you're in the big leagues and working with all the top executives, the presidents, the owners, the designers who started it all, you've got to be just as much as professional in, you know, modeling and than you are in any other business. And I found later, like, my clients tell me 20 years later, I remember you, you know, when you walked in and brighten up the room and we heard your crazy stories and the people you know and the things you do, and it kind of like drew them to get you in the door. Like, I had no idea why. They're like, yes, hire, start tomorrow. You know, I'm like, oh, wow, there's a million people out there. Why'd you pick me? You know? But once you get in the door and just attract them for a second, you've got to prove, you know, you're serious, professional, on time, everything, you know. So many years later, I just, my own personal experience, they're like, oh yeah, we knew that we could, you know, set our watch to you, Dale. You're walking in always early, always prepared, always this, you know, followed up with written, you know, critiques of things that, you know, you really need to do, that you go above and beyond. So I feel like as long as you quickly prove yourself as a professional and they can see, you know, the value of working with you and you're totally on top of your game, then that's like what keeps them for the long term. And
it's like authenticity plus deliverance. Authenticity,
yeah, exactly. And I found that out years later. I was like, I'm just being me, you know. And you know, they knew that they could trust me. They knew that, you know. And then they're just, I'm like, oh, really? Like, that's why I'm here. And I'm like 20 years older than everyone else, you know. Like, I don't know, things like that. So I think it could be applied to any business.
Building those
unabashedly confident.
Really important too, because you know we're talking about. Also about building collaborations, because that's another way of extending your resources beyond what you personally have, is by forming really good partnerships, which several of us on this webinar, we've already been doing that for a while. Bunny, can you speak to you know, what makes a good collaboration or how to find good partners?
That's so funny because that's the point 4 I'm about to get into is wise collaboration. So just like me, I'm more happy, I'm more open, I'm in the industry that's expecting to be more dull. The opposite is also true. You might be in the industry and you might be quieter, and there's nothing wrong with that. You don't always have to put yourself out there and force your comfort zone when you're not ready. Change is great. Adaptation is great. But you also gotta look into your own, health, which somebody I just saw commented on. Happiness is everything. Just because everybody's being go-getter, and that's what you see on media, doesn't mean that's your time yet, which is fine. Now, the whole thing about wise collaboration is to, one, be honest with yourself about what is your shortcomings, what you actually just don't want to do, and find out who is good at the things that you don't want to do, and you can bring both benefit into that. We are in the world that we are so into the whole monetary exchange hand. What I can do for you, how much you can pay me, vice versa. Right now, it's a good time to get back into the way of bartering. What I'm good at, what you're good at, let's work together and align our goal to make something better. Example, me on this panel. Like I said, I am not good at getting people together because I just don't want to. You learn a little bit, like technology too. You can learn a little bit in and out, so you have a general idea, but then you form the idea, do I actually want to learn everything about it and know about it? It might be a headache. It might just be no. Sure, then who can help me take over that an app or a video cannot do, because now you actually need a real person. And that really comes down to being honest with yourself and just go like, okay, first identify what it is that I can provide others. What is that thing that I can do that others need as well? That's really painful. It's so painful, especially onto your own business and stuff you have been doing on fashion, especially. It's like, how can I tell people what is different about my fashion other than this is what I like? Then this is the time to find your tribe. What is your tribe? What is your personality? The things you're doing. What makes you design this neon collection? Now, who likes neon collections? Start building that persona. Okay, I go to raves and I like the neon collection because it makes me feel great, and I haven't seen this out anywhere. I'm building this collection because it's missing. All right, you're not the only person who is thinking that. Now, who is that group that you can collaborate with, who have a group of people who likes neon collection? Maybe an event company, maybe a lighting company, maybe musicians. Go out of your own circle. It might not be in the fashion circle. And collaboration on marketing wise, who need to prove that they can do a good job marketing to everybody? That is their company goal. And they might just need a project to do, that they're willing to take on somebody with a name already, and they need to show that I can bring you X amount of clients and you need a client to practice it on. What is that sweet spot? Let me take lawyer, because I know nothing about lawyers, so this is fun for me to like think about how to bring things out. Is there a comedian that talk about lawyer stuff? Mm-hmm. Do they have a talk show? Maybe they would want to practice how to bring on a dollar subject and make it fun. Yeah. And because like people need law doesn't mean they don't go to other channels. They got lives too. They might watch other community channel. So what can you provide them on entertainment wise, in fashion wise, they would not know that they can hear about, that you can be an expert on that? Because right now you want to send your vibe out there as a fun lawyer, as a lawyer that who can bring you some personality and not just go, oh yeah, no, I object. That's literally the only thing I can say about lawyer, because that's how much I don't know about lawyer. I've been watching Suits. That's the only thing I know about that.
Yeah. Would that be something you could find on Twinsy? Like funny lawyers?
Yeah.
Can you find that on Twinsy?
You can tell them. You can tell Twinsy, like, hey, I want you to find me all the law firm in your city or around the world, the biggest ones.
Have a sense of humor.
I got them find quite a few different type of crazy combinations, and they were able to deliver in such a professional manner, but personal manner. Because for me, if any of you ever seen my text or my email, I put emojis in everything. Going against my team at the time, going, it's gonna make you look young or unprofessional. Like, I don't care. When you read text, you can see expressions, and I like to see if you write that thing angry, you write that thing like, you know, condescending, or write that thing happy. So I like to tell you that I'm writing this happy, and so Twinsy are able to know that habit of mine, that I like to use sticker and everything, that they have a note that says like Bunny likes but funny bunny stickers. So whenever during conversations, they will send me bunny stickers, and it just keep me so happy the whole time. Going like, even though I hate researching projects, you know, working with them, like, oh, it's a funny bunny poster. That is so adorable. Okay, save.
That sounds like a great deal. $99 a month just to have people, you know, make you happy while you're working. I love that. Definitely gonna look up that app.
Yeah.
We're getting close to the end of our hour, and so we want to thank you, Bunny, for everything that you've been able to engage with us on today. You had so many amazing resources, apps, and websites, so we're going to want to get a list from you on that. And I know everybody in chat has been asking for, you know, we've been able to add in some of the websites and apps, but just to let everybody know, because I do routinely get emails about this, the videos are always posted on Facebook immediately, but also on YouTube. So you can even watch them on a great big screen on your digital, you know, TV if you want to. And then we also do a blog article after taking all the important tips. So today will be full of tips because Bunny gave us so many really great resources. So that'll probably take about a week to get done. We'll probably get it done like mid next week. And so you can always go to fashionmingle.com and look at our blog articles to see all the previous masterminds that we've had. So, Bunny, is there anything you want to wrap it up with before we take a
Yeah, it's perfect because I wrap it up with my point number 5, how to be positive.
Okay.
And not that you have to be positive 24/7. It's just let those negative emotions ride, figure out exactly what's causing them, and at the end, you need your light at the end of the tunnel. I don't care if that's ice cream. I don't care if that's a Superman doll. Cat, I love your Superman doll. For me, somebody mentioned gratitude. Somebody mentioned gratitude in the chat, and I think that's so great. It's thinking about at the end of the day, think about at least one positive thing and one thing you have accomplished today for your own soul. It's not about like, oh, I need to thank everybody else, but this is more of thanking yourself. Even if it's like my friend, I had a great conversation with my friend. Your friend is your friend because you are special. That's why they want to talk to you. So make that also as a gratitude. It's just not only about sending it outwards. Self-love is so important. So I want everybody to say just one positive thing that what they do to stay positive. Mine is saying one good thing about myself at the end of the day.
That's nice. Mm-hmm. Okay, love it. That's great. Well, I am extremely grateful for having all of you women, especially those of you who show up every week, and we have so many wonderful attendees that show up every week on the mastermind. Beth, we're so lucky to have Bunny offer to give a consulting opportunity. So why don't you tell us about that?
Yeah, that's Bunny. I'm sure you're going to get so much. You can probably imagine after spending this hour with us, all you're going to get when you have her entire focus on your business. So the person that we're going to award that to today is Taylene from Taylene Designs, and she has an evening and bridal wear company. So yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of things you could do with that, especially this time of year. So yeah.
Funny thing, my background is couture. I started in couture, so that's interesting.
Perfect.
It's going to be a great match. That's so you guys will have to let us know.
Congratulations, Taylene.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
I'm excited talking to you.
Hey, Kat, I know next Friday is World Oceans Day. Can you fill us in on that?
Yeah, it's World Environmental Day too. And it's a kickoff of World Oceans Week, which is now kind of morphed into that. And we're doing an event called Miss, and it's from 6 to 8:30. And I'm going to post it. I'll probably post it everywhere because we have so many people interested in it. We're waiting to release the link because we only have 3,000 people. The UN has given us their account for Zoom. So I'm getting up to speed with Zoom, but that's going to happen. And then this weekend, I'm doing the Model Summit. Dale's part of that too. It's a conference called For Models by Models. And I'm doing your runway walk, the plus size industry. So that's on 360 Fashion Network. You can find out about that. So 360 Fashion Network.
Yeah, Anina.
So thanks, Melissa, for letting me plug.
Yeah, Anina's a member of Fashion Mingle who's putting on the modeling conference. And so if you want to find out more information, you can also go to our website and just search for Fashion 360, and she's got the event posted. Also, in honor of World Oceans Day, next Friday, we're going to have Rena Ray on Mastermind, which is, she's a designer that I believe that you're working with, Kat. I don't know. I know I got you guys connected, but I'm not sure where that went. But anyway,
yeah, she's in my panel.
Is she? Okay, so she is an amazing fashion designer who does absolutely everything 100% sustainable. She's been speaking at the UN. She's actually produced 4 sustainable fashion collections on, New York, during New York Fashion Week, on the official IMG shows. So it's been, like amazing shows that she's done. So we encourage everybody to join us next Friday. And then next Wednesday, we're actually finally starting our happy hour for members. We've been talking about this concept as soon as, everything went virtual, but it's been really hard to, get everything off the ground because, like we said, everybody's pivoting, everybody's moving things to virtual. And so Bunny and Beth were talking a few weeks ago, and Bunny really encouraged us to jump into it. So we are doing it. We're going to start doing it every Wednesday night at 5 p.m. Eastern. It will be on Zoom. Everybody here is invited. But the cool thing about this is that if you are a Fashion Mingle featured member, you actually get to be on the webinar. You get to be one of the panelists. And so we'll be talking very much in this type of style. We'll have like one loose topic that everybody will get to talk about and brainstorm. It'll really be a brainstorming session. People share ideas, but we want to take, like, what do we do with our normal networking events and give you guys opportunities to make new connections, and to help everybody grow their business. And because it's virtual, it's now global, so we can meet people from all over the world. And we'll be working just like we did with Mastermind every single week. We got a little bit better, did it a little bit differently to try to find the right format. And so we'll be doing that for happy hour as well. And we do want everybody to bring a drink because everything's a lot more fun.
Bring me a drink.
Okay.
I want a Mingle-tini. We're going to have to create a Mingle-tini.
Well, we have an official Mingle Martini recipe from our New York Fashion Week parties that we have at Row NYC. So I've never personally made it, but
I love them.
I need to, so I have to like get the ingredients and see. I've never actually made a drink in my life.
The blue one, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if I can really pull it off, but maybe by next week I can learn how to make a Mingle Martini.
They're blue. They have blue curacao in them.
Yeah.
We should have a contest. Who can come up with the best concoction and maybe put a recipe book together?
We need one hard vodka.
Mingle mixologist.
Yeah.
I love that. The Mingle Happy Hour, I love that. We're definitely going to have to do that.
Mingle Mule.
Ooh.
Well, thank you everybody for coming. It was a
Moscow Mule, Mingle Wise. Mingle Mule. Hi, guys.
Well, wonderful. Also, everybody who's
I'm very uplifted now. I feel very uplifted.
good. Yes, this was we needed this, Bunny. When we got on, we were talking about it's
Woo.
been a rough week. It's been a rough couple of
Rough.
days here,
Rough.
and so you have brought so much joy to the conversation and really reminded us to be grateful and have gratitude. So thanks so much.